This is what I do. What's up, guys? What's going on? I am here in Santa Cruz, California. Inside this amazing, cool tiny home, and we're gonna get into it in a second, is Madrone and James, and we're gonna explain what they have been doing with this. Like, look at this thing. Just look. By the way, there's Ghost. Look at this. Look, it's on the back of a truck bed. What? Let's get into all that right now. Here we go. It is fun. Hi, Madrone.
Hi, James. Hi.
I'm Jarrod.
Jarrod?
Madrone's a little nervous. She's on camera. And by the way, I will say, you had no idea that I was going to do a video.
I didn't.
So this is completely thrown off guard. You can look at me or look at the lens. It does not matter.
Okay.
We're going to love you no matter what.
All right.
And then to my left is James right here. What's up, buddy?
Hello.
James, what is your part during all of this?
I'm just doing the retrofit, the little rebuild of cabinets and drawers.
Cabinets and drawers. So your background's woodworking, I take it? Okay, cool.
Fine woodworking.
And shout out to the shop that you're using.
Shout out to Upcycle Skate for allowing us to work here and park here and be a part of their community.
Is that okay that I just shout them out?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
But it's really more about Madrone's Varda.
It is about Madrone.
Sweet setup.
I'm going to get to all that right now. I just wanted to get the shout outs out of the way. Don't you worry.
Of course.
Madrone, you have an unusual, and I believe the first one on my YouTube channel, that is a truck bed camper.
Yeah.
Is it not even a camper?
Awesome.
This is a tiny home.
Yeah, this is not a camper.
This is not a camper. And I apologize for even saying that. This is a freaking
it's okay, because
tiny
sometimes
home.
I call it a camper, but it's really a gypsy Vardo.
A gypsy bar. I love that. That's amazing. Let's go back to the beginning here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on you. Let's go back to where this all began. Was this like something you've been wanting to do for your whole life? A year?
Okay, well, if you really want to know where the idea began, like back in 2009, I took a permaculture design class.
Wow.
A 4 seasons permaculture design. And I learned so much about all the amazing good things that good people are doing in the world. I hope I can say this on your channel, but I became very concerned about poop.
Okay, yeah.
And sewage.
Sure.
And I really got the idea of having a composting toilet at my house where I used to live on the west side, and just kind of looking into that and looking into gray water and seeing how restrictive everything was at the time. But it really planted a seed in my heart for a dream of a more sustainable life.
That's awesome. I don't even have anything to say. You left me speechless.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
And so gradually, at that time, my daughter was going into high school and my son was going into middle school, and it was just a really awful phase. Like, I was really being laid off from my momming job. And I realized I need to get a new career because I was mostly a stay-at-home mom. And so that was the permaculture design course. It was the beginning of reinventing my third life.
Gotcha.
My first life was a teacher, my second life was a mom, and now what am I going to be in my third life? And so I discovered puppetry and storytelling arts, and that's my business now, Tiny House Theater. I do puppetry and storytelling in local schools and do performances here in Santa Cruz. At the end of my puppetry training that finished in 2015, all of us got together and we gave our teacher a book about tiny homes. Because she had always talked about traveling when she retired in a van again and going around and doing puppetry. And I was just like, whoa. And I looked at this book and there was all these amazing tiny homes in it. And I just kept thinking about it. And I looked at it online and I just got wow, could I do this?
Yeah.
And I hadn't started my business yet then, but then I got this idea of what if I had one of those tiny houses built on a trailer and it was a traveling puppet theater? And I could just go all over and bring the magic of puppetry and storytelling everywhere, even places that are completely underserved.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I started looking into that, and I went to a lot of workshops, and I think in 2017 I went to the Tiny House Jamboree in Texas.
Yep.
And it just kept moving me forward in my process, and eventually I decided that my living space needed to be separate from my theater. Mm-hmm. And that's when I got the idea of having, a living space on the back of my tow vehicle.
Okay.
And then when I started, I was just looking at traditional truck campers. But then I saw a picture of a little built wooden camper, and I thought, no, that's what I want. I want a beautiful little wooden house.
Okay.
On the back of my truck.
And now you have one.
And so then I just obsessively looking at pictures online and making drawings and making floor plans and redoing floor plans and trying to figure everything out. And then a couple of years ago when I was at puppet camp, because there's a lot of tiny house builders in Colorado, I met with one. Kind of started my process of building the tiny house trailer with them, and then found somebody that would create this Gypsy Vardo for me.
Wow, so this is a 2 or 3 year work in progress.
Yeah.
Wow, that is
It's been
amazing.
really 2 steps forward and a step and a half back.
We're coming to the end though.
You know, I'd say we're on the 10-yard line.
Okay.
Maybe
Ooh,
even
I like
the
that.
8-yard line.
Okay. Little sports reference. I love that.
Yeah.
And that's where James comes in. You're coming in now towards the end. You're going to get us a score, is what the process is.
Yeah, I pride myself on being like the finisher.
Okay.
And, like I've usually come into projects or building a house or working on a kitchen, and it's always the little details that'll separate good job from a great job.
There you go.
And I really want to make this like feel like home from a drone. I really want to make it like special, and it's all about those little things that are super personal. And the more I can do that and facilitate that, that's what I love doing.
And Madrone, how did you find James? Are you guys old friends, or did you
No, I mean, the really interesting thing is that a couple summers ago, I was walking my dogs in Santa Cruz, and I bumped into this very nice couple, and we started talking, and of course I was all about my tiny theater dream, and I started telling them, and they said, hey, if you're going to do anything tiny, you've got to talk to our nephew. He does solar power systems specifically designed for tiny vehicles and tiny traveling, anything.
Okay.
And that turned out to be Wes Watts and his wife Savannah.
Some of my closest friends.
Through them, when they were working on this, and we all started to realize how many things needed to be imagined on the interior, Savannah reached out to her uncle that used to be in the contracting business here in Santa Cruz, and he said, there's only one person I think you really are going to want, and that's James.
Oh, nice. And that's where you came in.
Yeah. Clark and I were neighbors, old neighbors, and then
Get out.
he would always see me working on sculptures or working in my garage, and he would be like, oh, come and see what I'm doing, and then go back, and then just randomly worked out. And then they suggested, and I get a call from Wes, who I had met once in his van out in front of his house, and I was just like, this thing's awesome. Just randomly walked up, and one thing led to another, and they called me like 2 years later.
That's amazing.
To come and work on Madrone's Varda, Gypsy Varda.
I love that. Like, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, James, is there a way to contact you?
Yeah, James Jenkins Art. That would be the easiest way to get a hold of me.
.com?
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah. And you know what? I want you, please, Madrone, please say your tiny puppetry website again if you could.
Yeah, tinyhousetheater.com.
Tinyhousetheater.com.
Yeah.
I
show you.
definitely
You can
think.
zoom in on this.
Oh, here we go. My goodness, that is awesome.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. All your puppets. I love that. I come from an acting background, so I obviously appreciate any theater whatsoever. I think that's awesome.
Well, I hope sincerely that one day you can see one of my puppet shows.
I will definitely come and see one of your puppet shows. Now you and I are close friends, so sorry, can't get rid of me now. You mentioned that you have Wes and Savannah's their own artwork in here. So they did a lot of work to your van. They recently did it.
They just finished like a few weeks ago.
And James is getting up because it's literally underneath him.
Yeah.
And this power system is one that is something out of this world. This actually could probably power a small cabin, which is technically what this kind of is.
Originally, I wasn't going to have a washer dryer in here, but after selling the house on the west side and having to live, a regular person, not a suburban housewife, I quickly realized that having a washer dryer in here would really add to my quality of life.
I agree.
So there's my Splendide washer dryer over there, and Wes specifically designed this system to be able to accommodate me doing wash.
I do want to also reiterate to my audience right now that we are in a work zone. James is currently doing a lot of work, so it's not completely done, but that's okay, right? We can show it off still.
That's right.
Just so people can understand the floor plan a little bit. You're sitting on your bed, I presume?
That's right. This is my sleeping loft, like 7 feet by 7.5 feet. So I'll have a full-size mattress here, and then back under there, I'm going to have storage bins for my clothes, and then here's some more shelving storage.
This is so cool. Madrone, you also said that there was a weight on this at one point, right? That you got.
Went and got it weighed, and it is
16,060 pounds right now.
And that's just, is that rear axle or total?
everything.
That's everything.
Oh, really? That is so light. How the heck
I
did you guys...
drove onto the scale.
and you got it weighed. That's really good for the size and the structure and the amount of steel that they used. Really, really impressive. Do you know the wood on the side? Is it cedar or is it pine? Is it cedar?
It's all cedar.
Wow. It's so beautiful in here. I can't get over it. I believe that they use Baltic birch for the cabinetry. Wow. So beautiful. So I'm sorry, I always get caught up because I get so intrigued by all of this.
That is a definite compliment to me.
And then right here is your seating area, which is where I guess it's on top of all the power.
Right, so my inverter and everything is over here. My 3 Rely-On batteries are here, and I have a 50-gallon freshwater tank under this side of the
50
bench.
gallons. That'll get you off grid for a while, huh?
Yep.
And then this beautiful composting toilet, which you've already mentioned.
Yeah.
That you are about them.
Toilet. It's going to be in a pull-out setup under there.
Right under here?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Do you know who makes that?
That's an Airhead.
That is Airhead.
Yep, I watched a lot of comparison videos between the Airhead and the other one.
Nature Set, I believe.
And
yeah.
I ended up deciding to go with them.
I'm so excited you went with the Airhead because honestly, the people that I know in the van life world all picked the other one. And I always tell people the Airhead is better.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to believe me. And now I have proof. I am so happy you went with the Airhead. It is a fantastic, I'm not sponsored by them, neither are you. I just know that the Airhead is a better composting toilet than the other one. So.
Well, I had a long conversation with the guy that runs the company. I can't remember his name right now, but he was so helpful and willing to talk to me as long as I wanted to and answer all my questions, and super helpful.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Are those all the old fronts?
Yep.
Or are those the new ones? Those are the old ones that we kind of ripped off?
Yep, they took them all off, and James is gonna do really pretty ones.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have extend the color theme from the outside, but in a very more muted version inside. So my cabinets are gonna be like a pale sage green on the inside.
Oh, really? Well, I like that. James, why couldn't you get this done fast enough that I could film it while I was passing through town? Come on.
That's always how it is, right?
Thanks a lot, man.
Well, we'll send pictures.
Please. I don't know when this will go up. Maybe I'll wait until it's done. What's the timeline? What do you think, buddy?
We'll have to have you back here probably in like 2 to 3 weeks.
Well, okay, pictures will work then.
Well,
I'm going to be further north at that point.
realistically a month, but yeah. Due to timelines, this thing's going to be awesome, and Madrone will be moving all her stuff in, and she'll be so excited.
I am excited for it, Madrone as well. Do they use double pane windows?
Yeah.
Wow. And you have 3 on each side, I take it.
Yep.
Order,
And then there's this one on the front.
Oh, okay. That's blocked up, but yeah.
It's not supposed to be blocked off. And then I was considering getting a stained glass
Oh, really?
design to put in there on the inside.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That's right up your alley, I think.
Yeah, it is.
People are always skeptical of these truck bed campers, or I'd say camper again, but it's a tiny home. Truck bed tiny home because we don't have access to get into the front. However, you did.
Here.
I'm gonna put that down.
Right. Obviously as a woman going around on my own, that was a concern. So I have this escape hatch into the cab.
How cool is that? You can crawl in there if you need to, or crawl back up here if you need to.
Yep.
Super nifty.
Yeah.
Look at that. I like that so much.
Yep. So, and I tested it out.
Did you crawl through?
Yeah.
We're not going to have her crawl through now, but, we believe you.
Yeah. And I also have to say, I am super excited about my Ford F550 Lariat truck.
Oh, please, because I'm glad that you said what it was. I meant to ask you earlier. So it is a Ford F550.
Yep.
Diesel.
Yep.
Massive. And what year is it?
It's a 2018.
2018. So this obviously can handle the weight of your house on the back here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And just drove it back from Colorado at the beginning of this year, and wow, it's a dream.
It drives like a dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Lastly, I do want to talk about, you actually, Wes installed this for you as well, which is their heating system.
Yeah.
The Van Life Tech heating system.
Because I really didn't want to have to rely on propane.
Okay. So you're full electric in here.
Full electric, except for my water heating and my space heating, which is diesel, which runs off my fuel tank.
Right, because this is a diesel truck like we just said. For people that don't know, this is the same system that I have in my van, with the exception of the floor. So she doesn't have floor heating, but it's the air, this is the air blower right here.
Air.
Yep, forced air. And did they turn it on for you?
Oh, yeah.
It's hot.
Like, within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The place can be 80 degrees.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
It pumps out like something
insane.
like 18,000 BTUs or something ridiculous.
Yeah. So I really, of course, doing a lot of research online and all the problems that you can run into with excess moisture in a small place like this. I was really anxious to not have propane in here for anything, not for cooking or anything. I'm gonna have a induction cooktop that stores in one of those drawers.
Oh, perfect. So it's going to be a portable style. Awesome.
And then I'm gonna also have a toaster oven.
Oh my goodness, I love that. I'm so jealous.
But with my extreme solar system that Wes and Savannah designed for me, I can accommodate anything.
Seriously extreme. Like, even it's bigger than mine. It's bigger than most vans I've stepped in.
I think it's the biggest one they've ever put in.
Really? I do not doubt that. It is really well done. Obviously, they know what they're doing. I'm impressed. We just missed them. I'm more upset about that. They left me before I could come here.
I know.
I can't say enough good things. By the way, the heating system is your hot water.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the diesel heat operates that little water heater over there. And the little unit, the diesel heating unit, is underneath the truck, and it has its own tiny little exhaust pipe.
Isn't it cute?
So all of the emissions are actually venting to the outside.
Yep.
So I don't have to have any of that. I have really ample dry heat source for everything, for my water, for my cook's stove, and for my forced air heating.
Well, I can't wait until this is done for you, so you can hit the road and you can do some more puppetry on the road. Am I even saying that correctly? I could be butchering that.
Yeah. Tiny House Theater is going to be traveling this summer.
Tiny House Theater, summer of 2020. I'm super excited for you. Give her a follow. Please email you and maybe ask you where you're going to be. Your website will have a calendar, maybe, of where you're going to be?
If you look at my events page.
It does. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I haven't gotten around to making a calendar yet, but I post all my events on my events
That's
page.
exciting.
Yeah.
You're probably better at it than I am. I'd never post where I am. So definitely check out your website. One more time for us.
tinyhousetheater.com.
tinyhousetheater.com. Thank you so much, Madron.
Yeah, you're welcome. I have a Facebook and an Instagram too.
Oh, you do? Perfect.
Tiny
also,
House Theater.
Also Tiny House Theater?
Yeah.
And your Instagram is Tiny House Theater? Awesome. I love that so much. Guys, again, Madron, thank you so much, because you did not know I was doing this.
Yeah, I didn't. But thank you, Jarrod. I really appreciate it. I'm excited about my beautiful new house and looking forward to moving in and having a housewarming party.
Yeah, let's do it. Send me some finished pictures.
I will.
All right.
for
Thank
sure.
you, Madron.